Now in this one, ladies and gentlemen, Christopher Tufton, in recent time, there was a report that came out from the IC that he has felt as if he was exonerated. But all well-thinking Jamaicans that actually read and actually do critical thinking understands that the report that came out from the Integrity Commission does not paint either Market Me owner or director or Christopher Tufton in a very good light. The news that is coming from the streets in terms of a video that circulated around that time when this bust out, so to speak, also does not put both those individuals in a good light. So whether you want to talk about the gossip part of it, or you want to talk, and it's not really gossip because people have seen the video. It's really not gossip. You could say it's gossip, you could characterize it as that, but that doesn't mean that it's not real now, is it? Anyway, what I'm saying is this. Both things does not paint a very good picture of the character of the Market Me director or Christopher Tufton. And Christopher Tufton even worse, and let me tell you why. Christopher Tufton wants us to believe that, oh, we did nothing wrong, but yet still there needs to be some administrative change in terms of procurement. Yes? So he came to Parliament today, he had some things to say, and now we move to Dr. Alfred Dawes' first real contribution to the Parliament in regards to a response to Tufton's speech. So here we go. Here we go.
Member from St. Catharines Southeast.
Madam Speaker, let me first thank the residents of Southeast St. Catherine who have, in spite of an onslaught of a campaign against me, chosen me as their elected member to this honorable house.
This man, there was an attempt on this man's life and reputation. And you understand? The man was poisoned, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very serious. I don't know what this is about, this man. But somebody never wanted this man to be in Parliament and be in the House of Parliament. Somebody never wanted him to run. But he's here. Just like when Mark Stewart said, I am here. Big up Mark Stewart. You understand? Big up the prophet. Big up Pastor Peter Chambers and Jeffrey Shuttleworth. And these men don't really need the big up, they don't really care for it, because you see, when they do God's work, those things are not. It don't move you. But I appreciate those brothers, those elders. I appreciate them personally. I really do. Alright, let's continue.
I must say though, Madam Speaker, that with all due respect to the member from West Central, this is really the minister, honorable minister, this is really not what Jamaica wanted to hear from him today. With a spate, well, if we are in tune to social media, member, we would know that there are questions hovering around about an Integrity Commission report. There are questions as to how we are really dealing with mental health in Jamaica and the renaming and rebranding of a hospital that has leaking wards, overcrowded patients, and no capital budget for about 5 years coming from the Ministry of Health, with previous announcements about destigmatization going back as far as from 2019 by the Honorable Minister, where residents are not growing their food at the Bellevue Hospital because of therapy, but because of sustenance, because the food budget has been cut.
don't know why they tried this, man, bro. Yo, I gotta play that back. I'm sorry. I don't know why Christopher Tufton or whoever came out and opened their mouth. See, they set themselves up. It is best to shut up and listen. Alright? Alright, Sharon. Bless up yourself. Always. You know I love you. Let's go back. Nah. Yo, leave this man alone, bro. Did you hear what this man just said? Let's play that back.
As their elected member to this honorable house. I must say though, Madam Speaker, that with all due respect to the member from West Central, this is really the minister, honorable minister, this is really not what Jamaica wanted to hear from him today. With a spate, well, if we are in tune to social media, member, we would know that there are questions hovering around about an Integrity Commission report. There are questions as to how we are really dealing with mental health in Jamaica and the renaming and rebranding of a hospital that has leaking wards, overcrowded patients, and no capital budget for about 5 years coming from the Ministry of Health, with previous announcements about destigmatization going back as far as from 2019 by the Honorable Minister, where residents are not growing their food at the Bellevue Hospital because of therapy, but because of sustenance, because the food budget has been cut. My response is governed by Standing Order 11A, Section 2. I can speak, not just about the speech.
Hey, see, they messed up, bro. You don't let in a bright mind like this in the parliament. So, Christopher Tufton is in the background, running off his mouth, lipping and gapping, and capping, and he just hit him with a standing order. Sir, you talking crazy. Under this particular part of the house order, I am able to speak about these things in the capacity in which I'm speaking about it. You don't want me to speak because I'm exposing your ass. Yes? Pause. Right? I'm showing you up. I'm telling the truth. And you don't like it. See, this is why I had to do this part by itself. Because this man is cooking Christopher Tufton like, I'm talking about he got the stove on simmer. He already cooked. Now, he's just, you know what I'm saying? He's just letting those juices marinate. You feel me? Y'all know what I'm talking. All the chefs out there, y'all know what I'm talking about. He got him on simmer. He was cooked in the first statement. Now he got him on simmer. Let's continue.
We're speaking about the response, subsection 917. Okay. What has happened over the last week is that the Honorable Minister has been on a media tour deflecting from what is pertinent, his management of the Ministry of Health and Wellness. And we are seeing where announcements are made that the delay at the Cornwall Regional Hospital will not be as great as it was predicted to be. We are seeing about where the Children's Hospital is going to be delayed. We are seeing discussions finally about forensic psychiatry being addressed. And we are hearing about the mental health challenges that ought to be seriously dealt with by the Ministry of Health, but responsibility is being pushed back on the public. This is a pattern of no accountability and deflection denying involvement, and then defamation of anyone who dares to criticize the Honorable Minister.
Let me tell y'all something, man. Parliament, every time Parliament keep Parliament I go hot, they let the lions in, bro. Yo, the people that are representing us as the people's from the People's National Party, yo, it's gonna heat up real quick. And Mark Golding is going to be at the center of all of it because he leads from the front, obviously. But you see the people that is representing the specific areas of government, especially education and the healthcare system and the financial system and the legal system, meaning the protection of our constitutional rights. Oh my God. Our right to life on the charter. Oh my, agriculture. Oh, listen, ladies and gentlemen, we have some of the best and the brightest, and you're looking at one of them right now. Yo, these people are getting cooked. Talk to him, Mr.
So I will say, because it is not now to elaborate on every single scandal that has been met with this response. The archives are there, the Hansard records is there. But I will ask the Honorable Minister if, when the Auditor General's report on the state of affairs at the University Hospital is made public and brought to this House, if he will remember that he had direct ministerial interference in the composition of the board when they wanted to have a reformation of the leadership of that hospital. Because if what is out there is true, then whatever we have been asking about in terms of clarity, in terms of breaches of procurement guidelines, in terms of outright fraud and misrepresentation, overpaying for equipment, then we will see whether or not this situation at the University Hospital will need further drilling down. As we are talking about dengue, I will use my last 10 seconds to say that in Portmore, it is not just a fogging problem. The drains have collapsed. They're blocked. We need help over there. And it's not just about fogging.
We got a bunch of Michael Jordans over there on the People's National Party side. I'm sorry. Everybody knows that this team did not lose the election. Alright? Yo, the way how this man is cooking Christopher Tufton, yo, the questions that he's asking, the way he's meticulously bringing up the real issues without violating the standing orders, and he did not go over his time. Oh my God, bro. Oh, these people are eliminating the use or the function of the Speaker of the House. Do you guys see what's happening? The PMP is so on point in their representation. They know exactly what they're up against because they experienced it and saw it on the sidelines for the newcomers when they were in opposition the last term. So they saw what Juliet Onus did to the PNP. And I'm telling you, these guys are ready. And they are exposing the JLP. Every single word they utter, every question they ask. You might not see it yet, but listen, you're going to see the manifestation because the way all the PNP is holding them accountable, They have already exposed certain things, and there's some other things left to be exposed. Let's get to the next speaker. Big up Mr. Dr. Alfred Dawes, the general himself. You feel me I deal with? No joke.
Minister, my simple question to you is in relation to dengue. Is there any communication with local government in light of the fact that garbage collection has been next to none? Is there any communication with local government, the local government minister and the ministry in relation to garbage collection in light of the fact that you're highlighting dengue as a problem now and the prevention aspect of it being garbage is a breeding ground for the mosquito. So is there communication, and will you use your power in the ministry to ensure that garbage collection takes place, especially in Portland Eastern? Thank you.
Talk about quick, sharp, and effective. To the point. To the issue. Because garbage collection is a real problem in Jamaica. I don't care where you live. If you're not experiencing problems with garbage collection, you lying. You lie. You could live in the most upscale, probably uptown. Probably, I don't live in uptown. I don't know. But probably uptown areas don't have problem with garbage collection. But you see regular Jamaica, some place where there shouldn't really be an issue with garbage collection, there is. So this question is a very serious question in terms of the breeding up of mosquito, you know? Because if you have garbage all over the place, ladies and gentlemen, guess what is going to happen? When the rain fall and those containers full up with, and they not even have to full up, just a little bit of water in the creases, mosquito breed up right there, so in them water there, will circle. They are going to find it. So big up Isaac for advocating for East Portland again. You feel me? I say, I know we go to Zulieka Jess, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah, she's gonna close the show. You understand? Boy, I don't know. I don't think they can handle these people, man. I think the JLP is in trouble. What are they going
to try the mic on the other side.
Thank you. Madam Speaker, I wish to begin by commending the Minister for introducing what I consider to be quite well-needed amendments as it relates to this particular issue, which plagues young men and women from northeastern St. Elizabeth to northeastern St. Andrew. People who would have made mistakes many years ago have turned over a new leaf, but unfortunately are plagued by the ghost of past mistakes. And so on this side, I welcome the proposed amendments. I must confess, however, Madam Speaker, notwithstanding the caution from the Minister, that we really ought properly to try and adopt as best as possible a middle ground. It would be remiss of me to not indicate my concern as it relates to the time period that we have actually contemplated as the ceiling, the maximum ceiling, being 15 years. Indeed, I do believe that we really ought properly to consider being a little bit bolder in how we approach that. But I understand the Minister's position. My major contribution today has to do with seeing how best we can actually add value to what is being proposed. And I think the Minister understands, like myself, that one of the major challenges we face as persons on the outside, it has to do with the length of time that it takes to get their records expunged. My contribution today is therefore based on how we can improve that system. I note the minister's proposal to actually have all sentences which would have been recorded before the 1st of January 2005 being automatically expunged. But I do believe that it is important for us to go further. And I take note of precedents in other Commonwealth jurisdictions, such as Cayman, where after a particular period of rehabilitation, offenses which did not attract a term exceeding 5 years are automatically expunged. It is my considered view, and I do hope that the minister will actually take it into consideration, that as it relates to non-custodial offenses, and if we are bold enough, offenses which do not carry a conviction of greater than 5 years, perhaps it might be wise to consider having those matters automatically expunged, because what that would do is to relieve the system of some of the backlog which currently obtains, that I know the minister knows all too well about, and notwithstanding his great industry and efforts, we continue to have a challenge in that regard. So I wonder if the minister might consider including a clause which would speak to the fact that non-custodial sentences, at a minimum, ought to, once the rehabilitation period is served, ought to automatically be treated as being expunged. That's my first recommendation.
I understand from what she just said, and I don't have to speak much because she's the professional, yes? People that have served a period of time of, minimum of 5 years, with certain crimes, if they have some type of rehabilitation, they expunge that. There's a certain level of forgiveness that is needed, and this is something that I've heard. What's the brother's name is Isaac Buchanan talk about, because I hear them always bringing up Isaac Buchanan. I'm telling you, there is a shift in the conversation that is so necessary that they cannot avoid. So, but the thing about it is the timeline and how long it will take, like she mentioned before. And the way how she's presenting is that, listen, I think we need to move. I hope they take the recommendation. So we need to move to like 5 years and look at those sentences, where minimal crimes are concerned. What you say? Yeah, man, she's representing herself extremely well. That's a fact. Let's continue. That's what I understand from it. Let's continue.
The recommendation to the minister has to do, again, with seeing how best we can actually cure the backlog and ensure that persons are no longer waiting 2, 3, 4 years, and in some cases even 5 years to get their records expunged. And we do understand that one of the challenges comes from how often, or perhaps the lack of frequency with which the board actually meets. And I do commend the minister for understanding this challenge. I do note that we will be increasing the membership, but I wonder if perhaps we could go further, Minister, to actually allow, as in the case of other jurisdictions, for meetings of the boards to take place not just in person, but perhaps we could include a clause which specifically states that the board may have meetings via remote hearing, for example, via teleconference or Zoom or other such manner, and that certainly would allow the board to meet perhaps on a more frequent basis. And not only that, but I note, considering my other life, that even in terms of the court, there are meetings, virtual meetings and virtual court hearings. And so I wonder if perhaps the minister might consider including a clause in this particular bill that would provide for the board to hear matters in that manner.
In terms of the Zoom meetings, that's a solid recommendation. I don't see how the Jamaica Labour Party or Delroy Chuck could object to this recommendation. I really don't see it. It would seem ass backwards if he did. And the way how Zulieka Jess is being so very respectful and still firm about the recommendations that she's making. Yeah. If the JLP was not to follow this one, I don't know. I don't know what to think of them at that point. I really don't think much of them, and I don't think much of Delroy Chuck. I mean, protecting the sex offenders is ridiculous to me. But anyway, don't want to get in a diatribe about that. But you know, shout out to Zulieka Jess for that recommendation. That's a solid recommendation, so they can meet more. Very solid recommendation. Let's continue.
I am hesitant, I must confess, but it would be remiss of me, Minister, even though I understand, quite frankly, the mischief that is intended to be cured. But I must confess there is a sense of discomfort on my end as it relates to the proposed amendment that is contained in Clause 3, which would essentially allow persons who are convicted of offenses in other jurisdictions to have their records expunged, but individuals who are convicted here of the very same offenses cannot have their records expunged. I must confess that it does not sit very well with me, even though I understand, Minister, the mischief that you do hope to cure. But perhaps we could revisit this provision just to ensure equity and to ensure balance, as I'm sure you strive for that.
Yeah, what's up, man? Yo, Zulieka Jess is going to kill them with love, logic, and what's the other word I would use? She's going to assassinate. And this is not literally speaking. She's going to assassinate Delroy Chuck and the PMP with love, logic, and legality. And legislation. Love, logic, and legislation. 3 L's. Zulieka Jess. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Zulieka Jess is about to assassinate the JLP government with love, logic, and legislation. I kid you not. The recommendations that she is making, I do not see how the JLP can explain away not taking these recommendations. The way how they are presented with love and just pure logic and sticking to the integrity of legislation. Oh my days. Listen, every time I hear this lady talk, I just want to hug her and kiss her. Mwah! Magnificent. Magnificent. So intelligent. So intelligent, man. Hey, shout out to Zulieka Jess. Ma'am, if you hear any of my videos, let me tell you something. I've never met you. I've never been close to you, man. I don't know you from Adams. I love this lady. And what? Man, shout out to Zulieka Jess, man. Lord have.
By simply stating, Minister, that I am indeed pleased with the raft of measures and the raft of proposals that are being contemplated today. And I trust that the Minister will give due consideration to the proposals and the recommendations articulated in advance. Thank you. Right, it's so.
Man, listen, man. The PMP is on fire, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I'm gonna play this one more time to cap this off. This one right here. This right here. Oh yeah. Oh, yes, Lord. I gotta play this one more time.
Monday, at the meeting of the Shadow Cabinet, our spokespersons signed the Leadership Code of Conduct, a document originally developed by the Integrity Commission and embodying the 7 principles of public life. Those principles are based on the values of integrity, accountability, and transparency. I think it's very important in Jamaica today that our leaders publicly demonstrate their commitment to those values so that the people can have trust and confidence in the leaders of the country. We have once again, by signing the Leadership Code of Conduct, demonstrated our commitment to the values of integrity, accountability, and transparency in how we operate as leaders, and we commit ourselves going forward to upholding those principles in how we operate and everything that we do.
The Jamaican people, my brothers and my sisters, I want you guys to stop attacking the People's National Party. It does not let you look good. I don't care who you are. I know everybody's not recognize that the People's National Party is operating within its merit, its legal merit, to represent the people of Jamaica at the highest level, to speak on our behalf, to advocate on our behalf. The things that you guys are asking them to do, that is your job. I see a lot of people attacking the PNP. A lot of people. Right? They're acting as if the PNP has some sort of power over the government to act in a way as to stop certain things. Right? But the people are the ones with the power. And everybody that understands government and understands the world, understands the people have the power. I don't care if there is some entity that is out there that is behind the scenes. You know what they don't want to do? Be exposed. They don't want to be exposed, because if the people know who they are and the people have the power and the people come at them, game over. We have seen it happen in several different countries around the world where corrupt politicians' houses have been burnt down, and I'm not advocating for any violence. We have seen where the military has been humbled by the people with all of their weaponry, humbled. You understand? And I'm saying we have legal obligations and legal options to advocate on behalf of ourselves. Stop being lazy and stop blaming the PNP and stop blaming Mark Golding. They are working assiduously in their capacity and their mandate to advocate for us. And in this live stream, when you look at the questions that were asked, it is clearly demonstrated. Clearly. So just stop it.
As publicly demonstrate their commitment to those values.
To stop, please. Okay? That is it. Follow me on Instagram. Somebody asked me if me have Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. See it right here. So this Win with Bolo. At the bottom left corner of the screen, right under the donate to the cash app. That's my Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. Like the video, share the video, subscribe. When you subscribe, click the bell and click all. You can donate to the PayPal, donate to the cash app. Follow me on all of my pages. Can we get to 5,000 subs on Bolo TBV? Can we get to 3,000 subs on Bolo VNR? Can we get to 10,000 subs on Bolo VNR clips? And can we get to 40,000 subs on Bolo VNR 2.0? Come on, man. Stop playing with your boy. Let's go. All right? See you on the next one.